Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your spirit guide message for you. Now, this reading is undated because I believe that whenever you come across it is the exact moment that your spirit guide wanted you to find this message. So let's just delve right in, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus, and see what the cards have to say. So what I'm going to do is move your fairy guidance and your witchling cards over to the side and take the extra tarot deck that we have right here. This will be used at the very end. All the tarot decks will be linked in the description box below. This will be used at the end to clarify anything, to answer any deeper questions that we have from the main reading. And so now let us see, Aries, what your spirit guide message is. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Spirit guide's message, oh goodness, for Aries. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. That's where the cards fell, so that's where Spirit wants me to stop. At the center of everything, Aries, is the Seven of Wands. You're crowned by the Three of Swords, the Fool, the Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, is at your root, Star, the Page of Wands, so you are shining through as a page, as somebody who is open to learning and understanding. You have the Page of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Brilliant. That is beautiful. It's intense, yes, but it is also very beautiful. All right, let's see your fairy guidance. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Aries, spirit guide message for Aries. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Nurturing and communication. And then your witchling cards. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Show me clearly. Spirit guide's message for Aries. Empowerment and wisdom. Beautiful. All right, so empowerment is going to be very, very, very important for you during this time because there's a sense of you battling, the darkness and embracing the light. And by the darkness, I mean the shadows that just seem to come over us over time and make us question, where we're headed. Let me just fix my camera a bit for you guys. All right, I think that's better. Where we're heading and how we're getting there. So with empowerment, this says, the determination of your mind and soul will guide you towards unleashing your inner power. You're not willing to sit back and say, okay, things will happen simply when they happen. And just let life kind of pass you by. Yes, we have to wait for divine timing. And yes, things are being guided by the universe. And as much as we would like to move things forward in our force, we can't. But empowerment is saying that, you're not just rolling over and saying, okay, lackadaisically, when things happen, they happen, and I'm not going to work towards my goals. Because here, you are most definitely working towards your goals and working towards where you want to be. The determination of your mind and your soul are coming together, and we can definitely see that with the Page of Fire and the Page of Swords. Now, the color that shines through here is green. That's healing and cleansing your heart chakra, really opening your heart to what it is that you want, and knowing that your heart will lead you to your soul's abundance. And then we have wisdom. And it says, inner wisdom nurtures the skills necessary to see through all possibilities. You're embracing your wisdom. You're embracing your truth. And you're seeing your possibilities lie ahead. There is a sense of, before thinking, oh no, I couldn't possibly do that. Or, being overwhelmed, being afraid, questioning things. Yeah, a whole bunch of questioning going on here. And with this wisdom, it's kind of like you slow down and you connect with spirit, and then you have wisdom moving you forward. And you're like, oh, okay, this is how I do it. This is how I see it. This is how I come to this understanding. And that's why you come through as this student, because there's so much that you're learning here. And the color that shines through is orange. That's healing and cleansing your sacral chakra, which is where a lot of negativity from this life and past lives are held. Then we have nurturing. And this says, keep your inner child nurtured and you will thrive with vitality. Know that to connect with your soul and yourself is also to connect to who you once were, your inner child. And here, by keeping your inner child nurtured, you move on to such heights, to such beauty, that it really is going to be astounding. But there has to be a sense, and there has to be a time where you look back and you say, wow, okay, that child that I once was, that had negativity spoken over them, that was ridiculed or teased or mocked in any way, and you carry those scars with you into adulthood, right? You have to say that I love that child. You have to sit there and really believe that with all your heart and soul. And there comes a moment when you're freed from childhood pains. And those childhood pains that have actually been dictating part of your adulthood start to lift. They were holding you back. Now they are lifting. And then we have communication. And this is sharing the insights and ideas. The sharing of insights and ideas are embodied through the art of communication. Communicating with others, yes, but also communicating with yourself, what you want, what you're frustrated with, where you want to be. Because it's only by kind of giving it voice that you see yourself able to move forward to what you truly desire. Now we have here the gift of the heart being given to you, the gift of the heart and the soul with the Ace of Cups. Within this reading, I don't have you taking it quite yet, though you can say you take it a bit with the Nine of Cups because she holds the cup within her hands. So we're going to see at the very end what your subconscious message says, and if, excuse me, if you hold it within your hands at that time. So at your heart right here is the Seven of Wands. There's a sense of feeling as if you have to defend yourself, as if you have to sit there and say, this is who I am, this is what I want, and nothing and no one is going to stop me. And here are the people who are trying to stop you. And with empowerment, I did say, it isn't just sitting back on the couch eating chips and thinking, okay, things will just happen. It takes a level of proactiveness to get yourself to move into the place that you want to be. The great idea will never come if you don't sit and actually give yourself time to think. The way the promotions, sorry, Spirit is talking and I just have to keep up. All right. So I just ask Spirit to slow down just a bit, but the promotion will never come if you don't work for it. What you desire within your heart, within your soul, Aries, will never come unless you fight for it. But here with the Seven of Wands, this is saying, do not make fighting your default mode, because you are going to be met. Here also at your heart is the Five of Swords. You're going to be met with doubts and fears and with things from your past coming up. And know that you've already overcome so much. And so when this happens, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, when is it my time? When do I get to have my joys, my happinesses come in? When do I get to be, who it is that I want to be without difficulty? And the fact of the matter is that on this earthly plane, you will always be met with difficulty. You will always be met with doubts and fears, and things and insecurities will always come up to hold you back. With the Seven of Wands, it's saying, don't waste your time fighting these people, because they will always come. Stand your ground, know your truth, and stay true to yourself. That's going to be fight enough, because they're going to sit there and be like, well, why can't I get to them? Why can't I pull them down? Why can't I make you feel bad about yourself? Why can't I bring up that thing that I know you're sensitive about, that stems from your childhood, and make you doubt everything? Absolutely everything. Here, with the Five of Swords, you're victorious, right? And you have to let the negativity walk away. And it's just like, I don't have time for you. You're not going to strike them down. You're not going to sit there and waste time fighting people who will never understand. Why? Because it's going to be a waste of breath. And it's not going to get you to where you want to be. It's actually going to lead you into frustration. And it can rob all the joys and all the happinesses here, because you're going to be focusing on the wrong people. You're going to be sitting there and trying to get people who will never understand, who will never be on your side, to see your dreams, to help move you forward, to say you're doing a good job. Some people never will. They just never will. And why they're put in your life is to see if you will keep on going, even though you'll have adversaries, even though you'll have doubters. Will you keep on going towards your goals? Will you keep on going towards your dreams? Will you keep fighting for yourself? Because if you don't keep fighting for yourself, nobody else will. But it's not sitting there and saying, I will make you see. It's sitting there and saying, okay, fine, you don't get me, that's great. But I'm still heading towards my abundance. I'm still seeing the bounty that I want within my life. Even though there is here a purging of heartbreak and pain and disappointment, the Three of Swords is a sense of needing to let go of a pain that's going to come forefront within your mind, within your life. And this pain that is coming to the forefront is making you question your decisions, is making you want to hide away, but it's also going to be one of the greatest learning tools for you with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords represents an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. You do have an Aquarius energy shining through here, so it can be a strong pull to an Aquarius energy, but also this is being a student of your mind, of yourself. This is here sitting and seeing messages come your way. You're going to see, I'm just going to jump ahead just a bit. You're going to see, because both hold scrolls within your hands, all right, that a message is coming from spirit, and that you're going to be taking it, holding onto it, and being guided by it. But it also says here, let the negativity out. Don't sit there and think, oh, I can't be upset. Oh, I can't be sad. Oh, I can't have a bad day, or I can't give in to exhaustion. I just keep on having to plow through because Dane says, don't stop, just keep going. But it means here, don't stop believing in yourself. So what Spirit is saying is not to just keep going and run yourself into exhaustion. Okay, what Spirit is saying is to keep going towards your goals and towards your dreams, and to believe in yourself, because nobody else can believe in you and empower you the way that you can. Yes, you always need people on your side. You always need to have your cheerleaders, most definitely. But here, there is some sort of pain that is holding you back. There is something that you might have been carrying around with you for years, decades, a hurt, a pain, a disappointment, a fear that has dictated so much of your life. And now, here with the Three of Swords, Spirit is saying, it's time to embrace it. It's time to give it a good cry. It's time to let out the negativity, go for a long walk, do something physical, go to the gym or scream into a pillow. Just let out the pain and let yourself have a good cry. Let yourself be mad. Let yourself sit there and say, I didn't deserve this. And then it can be linked to an air sign energy, most definitely, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. But this is also you being a student of your mind. This has taken up so much of your mental resources, so much of your thoughts and your ideas, and made them into fears. And now here, you're taking back the white horse. Okay, horses in Celtic mythology, they can walk between the spirit world and the earthly plane. So you're going to feel directly that Spirit is whispering into your mind. Okay, meaning that the thoughts that you have, don't sit there and negate them as just, thoughts rambling around in your head. They're actually going to be messages from Spirit. Yes, some of them are going to be silly, and you can discard those most definitely, but others are going to be astoundingly powerful. So if you just kept a notebook or your phone about you and talked into your phone and wrote down your ideas, just to keep them as inspiration, and then go back at the end of the day and say, okay, what was Spirit saying to me? What was I being guided? What was the message of this day? And somebody who I was just reading in the comments said that they have a 3-minute journal. They journal 3 minutes in the day, in the morning when they wake up, and 3 minutes at night before they go to sleep. I think that's absolutely brilliant. To see what were your 3 minutes like when you first started your day, and what were your 3 minutes like when you ended your day. That can be absolutely brilliant. And I thank that person. I can't remember your name, and I do apologize. I thank that person so much for sharing these ideas. So here, that would be brilliant for you, Aries. That would be absolutely brilliant, because you're going to see so much coming and so much being purged from you at this time. Now, at your roots, what I love here is your mind is literally dealing with your mind, the swords, right here. Well, at your roots is dealing with the earth. The Hierophant is represented by an earth sign energy, right? It represents a Taurus in the major arcana, and this is a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. You are embracing your roots. You are planting yourself. You're seeing something more. You are going after your dreams and your desires. You are knowing what it is that you want, and you're embracing the words in which to get them. So nurturing your inner child, and this is so interesting because it encapsulates and it takes in all of your witchling and your fairy guidance cards, because here with communication in the Llewellyn, which are the tarot cards that I'm using right now, in the Llewellyn tarot, the Hierophant is a bard. It's Taliesin. So here it's communicating your ideas. It's also communicating the great stories of your life and of what makes you, Aries. And then we have nurturing your inner child to expand on those stories, to see the truth. Then we have wisdom, okay? This also, the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck represents the Pope. So we have, we have the wisdom of the Hierophant, we have the wisdom of the Bard, and then we have the wisdom of the Pope in medieval times coming through. And that's an all-seeing wisdom. Both of these represent an all-seeing wisdom that empowers and emboldens people. And so that is what's coming through at your root. It's a power. It's being powerful. It's being emboldened. It's speaking your truth, and it's walking your destiny. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is a purging. The Ace of Cups is a gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, opening up your heart and soul. And as I said, it's a purging. It can mean that tears come. It can mean that, you embrace a joy that you thought was lost. But I really do see with the Ace of Cups that there needs to be a release of negativity from the soul, a release of heartbreaks and pains and disappointments. And that's where the tears come through. And then if you see right here, there's a dove. And this dove in the clouds, I don't know if you can see that, but it represents freedom. So there's going to be a freedom and a peace that comes once this gift is taken and held. Now this gift, and if you can see here, yes, I was right. Okay, so here are cups on the ground. So you are most definitely taking this gift, and it is going to permeate and resonate within every single aspect of this reading, but of this time for you. There's a sense of a healing and an emotional healing moving about you, moving you forward, gracing you and embracing you. So know that during this time and from this message, you might find yourself feeling astoundingly sensitive. You might find yourself, really listening to people's words and maybe taking things a lot more to heart than you should be. All right? Because remember, people's opinions, that's something you're going to be fighting against during this time. You're going to need to stand in your truth and not let other people decide what that truth is for you, Aries. Because here, you are embracing your soul's wish. You're having the starling go out, and embrace the stars. Go out and carry the message of your soul's desire of what you want and what you need. So here, with Branwen, okay, there is a sense of heartbreak and pain and disappointment, yes, coming through. And that's what life is. And I don't mean to be gloomy, but so much of our lives is not knowing who we are. It's realizing who we're not. And it's finding the courage to stand in our truths, to say, this is what I love, this is who I am, this is where I want to be. And not letting other people take that from us. As we embrace that truth here, right? And as you release the sorrows and the pains and the disappointments, and as you send out into the universe your soul's wish, know that the universe is listening to you. And there's going to be a point where you radiate love and joy during this time, where you sit there and you say, wow, I might not be seeing or feeling that my soul's desire is being understood, but it is. And in that truth, in that knowing, there comes a sense of empowerment. There comes a sense of a radiance of love coming off of you. Now, Aquarius time frame is January 20th to February 18th here with the star. Okay, that's the zodiac sign that the star, the tarot card, represents, the major arcana. And then here you get your wish. You get to radiate this brilliance and this beauty. And with the bumblebee right here, in Celtic mythology, the bumblebee represents a walk into paradise, into beauty, into joy. Now, I also say whenever I see the bumblebee, beware of the gifts of Aphrodite, because she's represented in Greek mythology by the bumblebee, and she's the one who started the Trojan War. All right? So if something seems too good to be true, just step back and be a little wary of it. I'm not saying that it will not turn out to be exactly what you desire and an answer to your soul's wish, but there is going to be something that comes about that seems to be just too good to be true. And it is going to be too good to be true. You're going to sit there, and if you ruminated about it a bit more, if you sit there and kind of let it into your heart and your soul and see how it truly resonates with you, you're going to find that that's not your truth, all right? And that something comes along more. It's not going to be the biggest, shiniest thing, but it's going to be something that is more your truth than ever before. It's going to be something that empowers you and really does lead you forward. Yeah. And you're going to know it because there's going to be a sense here of it being part of what Spirit is whispering into your ear. So here, the first thing that's going to come about, what Spirit is saying, is going to be what you want. And it's going to be how you want things to move forward, Aries. And here, what the second thing is going to be is if you step back a bit and look at things, the second thing is going to be what Spirit wants for you. And it's actually going to correlate and embrace more and more of where your heart wants to be, where your soul wants to be, and where you truly want to be. The first thing is going to be proving to others that you can do this. The second thing is going to be what you truly desire and what you truly want. So just be mindful of that. All right? Here, you are victorious, even though Karmically, you are coming up against things that you have fought before. And you're going to be tired when those things come. You're going to sit there and say, oh my gosh, when is it my time? When is it, when do I just get to walk in happiness and joy and prosperity? Well, you're always going to be challenged. And that's what this earthly plane is. And I don't want to be, kind of a Debbie Downer and say this world is all about hardships and facing hardships, but it pretty much is. It's about facing hardships and then getting the blessings out of those hardships and seeing, wow, because I face these hardships, I'm now able to move towards more and more of what I desire. But even when you get your soul's wish, know that your soul's wish is going to come and you're going to get this beauty and this bounty and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, right? But it's also going to lead to a whole new set of challenges that you thought, oh my gosh, I thought I overcame these. I thought now that I got the blessings that I want, now that my soul's wish was granted, I never had to worry again. And that's just not how life works. And again, I'm not trying to disappoint you or bring you down. I'm just trying to be honest. And sometimes honesty is not what we want to hear. We just want to hear that everything happens and we all live happily ever after. But we have to work and fight for those happily ever afters. Because here, you're being a student of what you desire. You are having the hair, which means that you are moving forward in what your heart wants, in what your soul wants, in your magic, okay? And with the fire signs, there is a sense of being able to realize the magic within you a bit more easily than other people can. And you are an Aries, you are a fire sign energy. So here, with the page of fire, you are going to realize that the God's head lives within you, that the passion that you desire lives within you, and it's awakening towards your power and towards your truth. And here, there is a sense of you connecting with magic, and that magic leading you forward. Now, the magic is not hocus pocus. The magic is seeing your blessings, is seeing your truth, and moving forward in that power. You will be getting messages from Spirit that help you, but you are going to be a student. You are going to be wondering, and at times the hair is showing here that you stop, that you step back, and you want to see something more, or you're afraid of taking that next step. Okay, feel the fear and do it anyway. Do not let that fear stop you, because the next card that you have right here is the Fool, and it's jumping over the chaos of emotions. It's following your bliss. It's having the angels right there with you. And it's saying, now it's the time to go. You've been a student. You've been taking in the knowledge and the understanding. You've been learning. You've been comprehending. Now's the time to leap. Now's the time to leap towards what you want. And it makes you a student of your mind. But it also says here that you are overcoming doubts and fears within your own mind to move you forward. Okay? Because there's something here that will be holding you back. But with the horse and with the hare, there's a connection to divinity that is truly leading you forward. This lets you see your magic. This has it whispering into your ears. Right? So let's see here, Aries, how you move forward and how you stand in your truth without fighting for it. So because at your heart is a sense of needing to fight for it, of desiring to fight for it. So how does Aries stand in their truth and embrace their blessings, jump after their dreams, and go after what their souls want without fighting for it, without feeling like this is a battle, right? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Right, and I'm just going to lay these out quietly and set these up because okay, good. There you are, shining through. Okay. All right. So here we have the Page of Wands, right? That's you. Well, at your heart, right here, we have the Page of Acorns. Now, the acorns in this tarot deck are representative of the wands. And I think that's funny because I have a little acorn right here. So that's absolutely beautiful. And this says discovery and enthusiasm. So here, as you're moving forward, and with the Seven of Wands being underneath it, there's a sense of taking the fighting and using it to discover. You're standing your ground, you're knowing your truth, and you're discovering new enthusiasm for life as you move forward. And that's paired right here with the Queen of feathers. Now that's over the Five of Swords, which is feeling as if you always have to fight, and as if, not always have to fight, but as if, things that you have fought for, they're coming back, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I thought I was done with this. I thought this was over. And the Queen of Feathers is saying here, is saying perception and truth. So you're perceiving your truth, but also it's based off of feelings. Bats do not see as we see. Okay, bats send out sonars, waves, and they have them bounce back to them. So they feel, hear, see. Okay, I think that makes sense. But they don't see like we do. They see through feeling and through hearing those waves come back to them. So here with the Page of Acorn, you're discovering new things and you're being enthusiastic about them, but you're also sending out your emotional feelers, your emotionally what you desire, and that's going to come back to you in an emotional truth with the Queen of Feathers. Now, this is also an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, which is a important part of these readings because you you have air signs and fire signs coming together here. So with the Queen of Feathers, you need to trust your instincts. You need to trust how you feel about a situation and how it's moving you forward. And that's going to be how you stop the battles from coming, or how you overcome the battles to live in your truth. Because you're crowned right here with the Tower. And this Tower is right next to the Emperor, which the Emperor represents you in the major arcana. So this is the Tower is over the Three of Swords. So this is heartbreak and pain. And then we have the Tower, release and revelations. There we go. Sorry, couldn't see it. So release and revelations are coming through. So here you're releasing the negativity and you are having revelations because of it, but it's because of the pain and the sorrow that's coming up. And you're going to adapt to the time. That's why you have the chameleon right here. You're going to adapt to the changes that are coming to you, but you're also not going to be held back by them any longer. It's almost as if you're seeing your truth and you're seeing your power. And this right here, the Tower, isn't a bad thing. I know you're saying, oh my gosh, I have the Tower card and it's directly affecting me. But this is a change. This is where divinity says it's time to step out of your comfort zone and move forward. And as you do so, you represent here the Emperor, which is force and stability. You are moving forward in the force of your truth. You're finding yourself being able to be more stable and more secure in what you want and where you're heading. And this is over the Page of Swords. So knowing your mind, seeing new ideas come your way, being able to listen to spirit. The Eight of Acorn is saying here energy and release. The Eight of Acorn is the Eight of Wands. So that is something quickly happening. And it's right over the Hierophant. So it's right over this sense of embracing your truth, of knowing your mind and moving forward. Now, you did have the repeat of the number 5 within this reading. So this is all about freedom with the Five of Swords and the Hierophant, the 5th card in the major arcana. So here, you're going to have things happening rather quickly. And the 7 of Shells says here choice and ambition. So here, over the Ace of Cups, over the love that is being given to you, the healing, the purging that is coming from spirit, you're going to embrace what you love. And with the 7 of Cups, you're going to be looking at the 7 of Shells, you're going to be looking at a bigger picture about more of what you desire, and you're going to be moving quickly towards it, but not too quickly, okay? Because you need to step back, you need to look and see what's right for you. If you act just right away, without thought, without coming together, it's going to be too much. And you're going to sit there and you're going to feel rather resentful about things, right? Because you're going to see an avenue that comes your way. Remember, it's going to be the second one. The first one is going to be what you want. The second one is going to be what divinity wants for you. And then we have the 9 of Crystals. And this says security and abundance. So you're moving towards your abundance. You're moving towards your desire. And that leads you to the 3 of Feathers. Okay, the 3 of Feathers right up here is the 3 of Swords. So this comes through again. So as you get these blessings coming in, as you get this joy, as you're able to weave the web of what you want in life and the beauty of what you want with the spider shining through here, the 3 of Feathers is saying release and recovery. It's time to heal. It's time to heal as you move forward towards the power of the Queen. All right, the Queen is also the director. I see queens not as male or female. Kings are the actors upon the stage. Queens are the directors behind the scenes. You're going to be more comfortable behind the scenes, but you're also going to be pulled out to act, okay, to go after what it is that you desire. With the Emperor right here, you have this natural inclination here, Aries, and always Aries, because you're represented by the Emperor, to be seen and to move forward in that force. But you're also going to have to look at the beauty that's coming your way and visualize where you want to be and where you want to stand. The Two of Acorns right here, the Two of Wands, says insight and focus. You are looking towards the bigger picture. You're spreading your wings. You're going after what it is that you want. It almost looks like here, this hawk or this bird of prey is hunting, okay, is going after what it desires. And that's what you're going to see here. You're going to see what you truly desire. And with the Six of Crystals, this says here, synergy and gratitude. You're going to see that things start to happen out of a pattern, out of kind of, it was born to be this way. And with the Six of Crystals, the Six of Pentacles, this also for me talks about childhood. It talks about a release of the negativity that was spoken over you, and a believing in the dreams that you once had, that you now as an adult might think, oh my gosh, that was so silly, or oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could go back and do it all over again. Now you're being told here that you can go after what it is that you wanted when you were small. Might not be in the same exact way that you had envisioned it, but it's taking a leap of faith, and it's going after that beauty, that joy, and that prosperity that leads you to being you, and that leads you to embracing the Queen, to saying, yes, this is my time. You're going to be working behind the scenes as the director. You're also the actor upon the stage that people are noting. I always see the Emperor, and if you've heard my readings before, you know that I always see the Emperor as David, as Solomon in the Old Testament in the Torah. And here, there is a sense of your beauty coming out of being purely human. And that's how you claim your throne. And that's how people relate to you. It's your humanity that people are seeing. And it can be because of the tower time that you are having, because of the chaos that you have gone through, because of the change that divinity is pushing you towards. So know here, it's not about being perfect. It's about claiming your power and moving in your truth. The warning of the Emperor is never to be like Nero, who played his fiddle as Rome burnt, who just kind of went after what he wanted and didn't care about anything or anyone else. So it can be that there's a frustration that comes up that says, okay, I'm going to just focus on me. And yes, focus on you. Focus on going after your truth. Focus on going after your power. But listen to divinity's guidance, because what your spirit guide is saying here is that your power and your truth is coming from looking at the bigger picture and knowing that they're right there with you. Knowing that you're taking this leap of faith and your angels, your spirit guides, right there with you. In this reading and during this time, you're not being held back any longer. It might seem like you are, but it's because you are heading towards something greater, and it's because you're embracing the soul's essence of you. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Strength card. It's moving forward in strength. This is a Leo. This represents a Leo in the Major Arcana, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. So it's having the strength. It's having unlikely allies move you forward. It's believing in yourself and knowing that nothing and no one will hold you back. And then your subconscious message for your clarifying reading is the King of Crystals. Not the King, the Knight of Crystals. This is the Knight of Earth. And this says here, endurance and determination. You are determined to move forward. You have tremendous endurance to you. You are moving forward. And your spirit guide says you are moving forward. But it's not as quickly as you might want it to be. But it is towards your greater goals. So don't try to rush it. Know that things are moving forward in divine timing, and that you are moving forward in this profound truth of self. Right? With the, I believe you had, the repeat of the number 8 within this reading says here that you're going to be taking things very seriously. All right? But don't take it so seriously that you miss the beauty of it all. Your spirit guide wants you to enjoy and wants you to be able to move forward in endurance. And that doesn't mean, having everything eaten up by what other people want or what other people are expecting. All right? All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. And may harmony always be with you. Bye.